This is the Realist Realtor podcast hosted by Carmellita Turner, the realest realtor you know. Episodes are here each and every Wednesday at 3 p.m. because this is the show where people are interested in engaging in real conversations that talk about real life and how very real situations impact how we are able to leverage our wealth building ability through real estate. We're so glad you decided to join us. It is a wonderful Wednesday, and thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Realist Realtor podcast. And I want to say happy new beginnings to everybody. We have not been together since 2020 ended. So this is actually our first episode of 2021. We decided last week to not release an episode in light of what was going on at our nation's capital. However, I want to clearly remind everyone and say that chaos is merely the reordering of things. And we find ourselves at a time in history where we know there must be a reordering of things, okay? All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope everyone is doing well, remaining safe, continuing to mask up, washing your hands frequently, socially distancing. We are still in the midst of a pandemic that is only intensified by the chaos. But guess what? What we're going to talk about today is critical, pivotal now more than ever, which is your mindset. Do not let the events of the world take you off of your journey for clarity, to remain in a peaceful space for yourself and for your family, always being ever ready and watchful, but also encouraged about what is to come for you. That's what I'm excited about for the first part of this year, because as I've said previously to this podcast, we're going to be focusing on mindset. We're actually using the book called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Carol Dwek. Now, let me say this. This isn't a newer book. Most of the books that I highlight here on the Realist Realtor podcast are books that have been around forever. And because I'm such of an avid reader, what I tend to find, even for myself, is that books that I've read in the past will come back to me at a certain time, especially at a time when I feel like those lessons that I learned there, I need again. And then for some people who may not have ever read the book at all, it becomes something new for them. Great information that I can share with them. As a matter of fact, this book is so popular, it's been translated into over like 17 languages. As a matter of fact, I will put a link to the audio book in the description of this podcast, as well as on my YouTube channel, just in case you would like to listen to the book, because I strongly encourage it. Carol Dwek was a professor at Stanford, if I'm remembering correctly, and had conducted thousands and thousands and thousands of studies, research, with herself, with her students, and really delved into mindset and came up with two very profound yet basic explanations about mindset. She asserts that basically there are two mindsets. You either have a fixed mindset or you have a growth mindset. The fixed mindset, as the name may imply, is just that. It is fixed. It holds you back in many ways. A fixed mindset is one where you feel whatever I was born with, that's what I'm going to have forever and ever and ever until the day I die. So that means people with a fixed mindset can't ever see themselves outside of their circumstances or outside of their chaos or outside of the hand that they've been dealt, because they feel like, well, this is just what it is, and this is where I'll always be. Have you ever heard people say, no, I'm just not good at math? What? I mean, and I'm not a spring chicken. I still hear people at my age say things like that. And it's like, you're not good at math. That's a fixed mindset. And let me tell you why. If they had a growth mindset, they would say, oh, I'm not really good with this math right now. Boom. Did you hear that difference? I'm not good at this math right now. Because what they are saying when they have a growth mindset is, I know that a growth mindset, that is what helps me go after what I really want, what I'm really passionate about. And I do it with resilience. I overcome any self defeating beliefs, self defeating habits, no matter what. Do you all know there are many things that I'm not good at right now, video games being one of them? Now, do I practice? Or yeah, sometimes I'll play a video game or two. But did you hear that in my voice? I don't give two squats about a video game. I'm not passionate about it. But do I think that if there was some $10 million tournament coming up in a year and a half, do I think that I wouldn't have the ability to hone my skills, work, get it done, learn as much as I can, reach out to mentors, do whatever, and I might not only get that 10 million, I might come close to it, or I may actually get that 10 million. That's how I think. That's how I've moved in life most of the time. Because one of the things that's interesting for me as I went back to my book, as I started reflecting for this podcast about my own mindset, I do feel like in certain points in life, I may have fluctuated with my mindset. But I have to say, after really looking at it, I don't know that there was ever a time that I operated under a fixed mindset. I always knew, and as I know right now, that there is more for me. Always. There are no limits for me. And so I think what happens to people is that many times they try to hide their deficiencies. And you shouldn't do that. Don't hide your deficiencies. You should cultivate them, sharpen your skills. That's a growth mindset. If there is something that you're lacking, so what? Somebody else got it. Go and get it from them. Go get that knowledge from them. Stop trying to prove anything. A lot of times people feel like they have to prove themselves worthy or prove that they're capable. For what? I remember when I was working on my master's, one of my professors saying that if someone tells you that they know the answers to everything, you should be very concerned. You should be very weary of that person because no one knows everything. And so his point was that you should not go around, making yourself out to be this person that knows everything. Instead, you should be like, you know what? That's a good question. I don't know that particular part. Let me check on it. Let me reach out to some people. Or look, let me look in this book right here. People will appreciate that more. And it helps you. It shows that you have a growth mindset because it means that you're willing to challenge yourself, to extend yourself. And also, you are not someone, if you have a growth mindset, who allows external things to be directly correlated to your value or your worth. Let me tell you why this is important to me, the realist realtor. Let me tell you. So when I say external things, right, that could be someone has betrayed you in business and you've lost a great deal of money or lost out on a lot of money earning opportunities. Or that could pertain to people thinking that they're able to take advantage of you, that you're a pushover. Well, guess what? Those external things could mean that you took a hit on your credit. Your credit score has dropped tremendously. Or that you've missed some payments due to a loss of a job, lack of savings. Guess what? A lot of people have this fixed mentality or mindset around never owning a home. Stop that, folks. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Those external things are not directly correlated to who you are as a valuable and worthy person. Those are only situations. And guess what? They're not even insurmountable situations. They're temporary. They can be overcome and forgotten about as quiet as it's kept. The reason mindset is so important to me is because the majority of what I do as a realtor is that I have to help people overcome certain fixed mindsets that they have. I have to educate people about many, many things. And a lot of times they don't even realize that that's what I'm doing, but I know that that's what I'm doing. Because unless that portion is done first, they could be making one of the most expensive mistakes of their entire lives. And I take that very seriously. I am an advisor. I am someone who wants to help people build wealth. I am not someone who wants people to be house poor, to be strapped, to have a property that is not one that's going to appreciate in their best interest. And that requires that I am constantly learning and studying and stretching myself outside of my boundaries and challenging myself to grow even more because people depend on me to know what the heck I am doing. And one of the main things that I know is so important is that I help people change their mindset, even if it's just a little bit. Because let me tell you one thing about the Realist Realtor. Carmellita is very clear on the fact that the main thing that I bring to any situation is value. I never go into a situation where all I want to do is take. Now, are there people like that? Hell yeah. And you should be weary of those people. Because there are people in the world, they always think they're so smart and they can get over on you and oh yeah, well, they're going to get the most out of you for the less amount of money. Be mindful of those people. And let me tell you the one thing that I rejoice in every day. I know universal law is going to bring those Bamas to their knees because karma is a real thing. Stop letting external things sway how you view yourselves. That's a fixed mindset. Really work hard to embrace a growth mindset where you are seeing challenges, failures. You're seeing all those as opportunities, as an opportunity for you to grow, to learn something different. And people with a fixed mindset, they feel like if you have to put effort into something, then that means you're not smart enough to do it, or it's not something you were meant to do. Listen, I put effort into things that I'm passionate about and that I love because for me, with my growth mindset, I know when I put effort into it, it is going to grow exponentially. Effort is really that thing that's going to make me grow, make my dollars grow. It'll make me a better person. It'll make me smarter in that area. So I don't mind having to put effort into anything because I know that is what's going to help me stretch beyond where I am. Okay? So spend some time this week just thinking and observing your mindset, the things that you say to yourselves, even the things that you say out loud. Because you have to understand, although we are in the midst of very chaotic times, but like I said, chaos is the reordering of things. So remember, chaos is necessary. You see that growth mindset? I see chaos as a necessary opportunity because I'm ready for things to be reordered. Because when I tell you, I'm not only stepping into abundance, I'm diving into it, rolling around in it. So many opportunities come out of chaos. And I want to be there to grab every single one of them to help the people who have not had access to them before. We still have over 90 million people who are either uninsured or underinsured. Get out of here. You mean to tell me we don't need some reordering of things? We absolutely do. We have first of all, the middle class is just really going away. We've got the barely holding on, the working poor, the disappearing middle class. Yeah, chaos is needed for growth. We need a reordering of things because it is not enough for only a few people to hold on to the majority of the world's wealth. That is why it is imperative that you spend some time with yourself and your mindset. Because as a realtor, it is difficult for me to show you and teach you the ways to begin building your wealth foundation through real estate, through owning dirt and doors, if you've got a fixed mindset and you don't believe that that is possible for you. Because then, unfortunately, I can't work with you. Ready, willing, and able. You have to be able to know what you know, that you deserve all things. And guess what? Whatever you don't know or I don't know, we're going to figure it out or find somebody who's going to show us. That's why I said there are no boundaries for me at all. Next week, folks, we're going to talk even more and dig down a little deeper into progress and mindset. Okay. So if you want to listen to the book, again, like I said, the link will be here on Anchor in the description of the video and on my YouTube channel called Carmellita. Please go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share it with other folks. Ring that notification bell so you always know when we upload content or when we're live, because it's really time to start supporting each other. With that being said, do not be embarrassed. Do not be ashamed of any circumstances that you may find yourself in right now or that you may have been in before. Let me tell you, stop looking at, well, I'm not going to say stop looking at social media because I want you to look at it there. I'm there. But social media most of the time is fake. Not me, but a lot of people on social media, they're fake. Like half of them are struggling with the same things and issues that you're struggling with. They just know how to cover it up with fake followers and likes. So, you see these things. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they're just doing so great. No, they're not. Cut it out. We all have the same opportunity and ability to create the mindset that we want. For me, I choose a growth mindset. That's why I hang out with people that fit my future and not my past. Folks, thanks for hanging out with me on this wonderful Wednesday. This is Carmellita Turner, the realest realtor you know. Please come back each and every Wednesday at 3 p.m. As I said before, make sure that you're following us on YouTube at Call Carmellita, CALLCARMELLITA. And follow us on IG at Call Carmellita for Real Estate. And yes, I'm so excited to say we have done a soft launch of our mindset brand, Own Your Own. OYO. Yes, I'm so excited. Make sure that you also follow us on our IG page, OYO_Own Your Own. I would be so grateful. And then you can watch the development of yet another pillar to my brand. Hot dog. I'm so excited. Guys, have a wonderful day. And I will be with you again next week. Take care. Thanks for listening to the Realist Realtor podcast. Head over to Call Carmellita for Real Estate, all spelled out on IG, and look in our bio to click on our link so you can connect with us across all platforms. Please subscribe to the podcast here on Anchor and Spotify, and we'll see you next week.